Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Get you some water.
Yeah, we're okay.
Okay. Okay. Why don't you bring a chair in here? So this is initial set of witnesses and documents.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a draft of the 16.1?
A draft?
Yeah, draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get print a draft, I can go through
Of the report?
the report. Yeah, it's just like a checklist of items to review. Is it your intention to get legal counsel in this matter?
And we are our own legal counsel.
Okay. So this is what's called a joint case conference meeting. After a complaint is filed and an answer is filed,
Mm-hmm.
there's what's called a 16.1 case conference. And it's kind of a organization planning meeting as to how the case is going to go forward. So,
Which we have a lot of concerns about.
okay, we can talk about those,
Mhm.
okay?
То же самое.
All right, if you want to discuss any initial things,
Yeah, our first concern is you have a verified complaint, and then we just wanted to see if you have anything with your client's signature that verifies this complaint. Because see, you had a verified complaint, which means he
Yeah.
signed somewhere for
Right.
it. So we want to see, because we have concerns that this is a fraudulent case. This is a fraudulent case. That's
that
what
I have created this.
I'm not saying who. I'm just saying this is a fraudulent case. We want to see verification that it was that person who filed it against us.
Rough signature.
And once you see that, then what?
Well, just for verification. I don't see any reason for us not to see that.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen it. It's on the paper.
No, there's no signature of his.
On the complaint?
Yeah.
Do you have someone that you believe has filed this fraudulently?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Could you, you have to be careful taking this apart. Can you make a copy of this last page?
Yeah.
And I'll show you the original. Have a copy as well.
Because that was our first concern, because looking at this whole thing, if it was him doing this whole thing, then that's a whole different, question, but we're having concerns as to who exactly is working on this case and doing these things, because everything that you've sent us contradicts each other. So basically your client is lying on every single paper. And you're producing, based on your documents, you're producing proof and witnesses that would go towards us. So that's where I'm starting to misunderstand. What would be your client's point in doing that?
Yeah, okay, well, I can tell you that I met personally with my client. I mean, I'm licensed here since 1981, so I don't have a need for clients who are gonna fabricate cases. So no, I met personally with Mr. Zarab.
Have you double checked his information? Because he's telling you verified complaints that are not, none of them are true. They're all false.
Well, look, I can tell you that every complaint I file,
Yes.
someone says not true, not true, not true, not
Yes.
true. This is unfortunately what litigation is about.
Yeah, but
I
this is a
say-
verified complaint.
Okay, well,
That's a
very-
big difference between
Understood.
unverified and verified.
Okay.
So he's stating to the court and whoever's going to read it that this is honest truth. What
Yeah.
he's saying in that
Yeah.
complaint. Is that not true?
It's a verified complaint.
So basically he's lying, because
All right.
that's all there is to it.
Okay. So here's a copy.
And I don't know if you received our witness list and document.
No, I have not.
I can give you that.
Okay. If you need to make a copy, you can do that.
Oh no, you can have. This is an extra one. This is. This is our
Okay.
exhibit and witness list. Because this case touches upon something that's been going on for a very long time, but not with Zorab himself. But there are people who are witnesses in
Involved.
there, and there's all documentation because of whom this case started. And there's a lot of names on there.
Ana Lorenzo E.A. What is EA? She's a tax preparer?
Yeah, that was whoever. See, all of these things Rob was doing with whoever, and those people are listed on. That was his tax preparer. People following are people from our community where we live. There's people from police departments. There's all kinds of. There's been a lot of fraudulent things going on, and this case happened exactly at the time of these events. And at this point, because see, basically in the complaint, things and I had a question. You sent this to us. This things to bring, which
Right.
I'm confused about them. Why is my mother's bankruptcy case even relevant to this? I don't understand.
What is wrong with
And then you're asking us to bring things that we supposedly purchased with someone else's account, which we said we never did. So basically, you're asking us to bring evidence against ourselves, which that's not going to happen. So none of those things are going to be brought.
None of these things will be.
No,
And why is that?
because they're not relevant to this case. See, you're accusing us of doing things. You have to prove those things. We're not gonna go and fabricate something to prove what that we've done something we didn't do. That's not gonna happen. And see, your initial complaint contradicts your exhibits and your witnesses list. It doesn't make sense.
So you can say I'm a bad lawyer, that's fine.
I'm not saying
question-
anything. I'm
No,
just
I'm
saying I'm
saying-
sticking to
We're
facts.
not
Well,
saying, we just
what
have
I'm saying is-
conversation.
This is, yes, what this is like we have identified documents.
How does my mother's bankruptcy
Yeah.
relate to this case? Please tell me, why does she have to produce to you? But she got the years wrong. She's not a bankrupt anymore.
Yeah. My
So-
case is closed
So do
few
you
years ago.
check what you write
Yes.
on every paper? Or do you just randomly put years on? Because I think that's very important. You know.
I think you watch a lot of TV.
No,
as
she's
to
not a
what-
bankrupt in
I'm not
2023. I'm
bankrupt.
sorry.
All bankruptcies, what it is all documents through and including.
No, you know we're not stupid. Her bankruptcy was paid off, signed by a judge, and it's
Yeah,
done
you
for.
can ask my
3-4
judge.
years ago. So why are you saying she still has bankruptcy papers in 2023? That doesn't make sense.
I have judge, you can.
And what relevance does it have to this case? This is her bankruptcy, not Zurab's bankruptcy.
Yes.
Well, it has to do with financial standing, and it has to do with sworn statements that she's made in the past. And
What
in
does that
fact-
have to do with Zurab?
Again, this is, you can say that nothing has to do with anything, that's fine.
No, but
So-
who's suing us? Is it her judge suing her or Zurab?
Again, you know, I asked for documents,
But you're
So-
asking for documents that have no relevance to this case.
and that's your position. Okay, so my August 4th request for documents.
And plus, the majority of them you already have in your own.
Okay, so
in your
you
own complaint.
You're not going to produce the documents.
Not, well, some of them you already have.
That's not the question,
Well, I can't produce something I don't have.
Yes.
okay?
How can I produce it?
I don't know what you have, and I don't know what you don't have.
Well, so isn't that your job?
And I'll do my job.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
No problem.
Perfect. But you're still not explaining what does her bankruptcy
Yeah.
have to do with this case.
Reason.
I'm still. Why did you
I
add it?
don't know
Why was it
reason.
not in the initial complaint? Why is it just added now? What happened? Why was the boat slip not in the original case? Why is it added now?
Mhm.
Which is why this is the key to this whole case is the boat slip. I know maybe you don't know, maybe you know, but it was stolen from us by the HOA, by the police, which we have proven. And they have been covering up this. So your client either actually sold those things and is now suing us for them,
Yeah.
or they've been stolen and he doesn't have them, and then it opens up a whole another case. Which all those witnesses are there who have been covering for Zurab, that he sold those things already.
Like I said, it's about, I guess we contest the basic fact that a house was given to you.
No, we're talking about the whole case. See, you can't fabricate a case based on facts that do not exist. Your first complaint, did you verify any of those things? If you say you verified them, that's not true. Because none of them are true. None of them, based on the documents that you have provided in your list of exhibits. None of those things are true. So how can you say, what do we have to discuss if it's all based on lies? So I'm not saying you. I know you're working for your client. I'm not saying you directly. I'm just
Yes.
speaking like that because, you know, Zurab is your client. So, but how can this client of yours make things up and then go and provide exhibits that completely say that all those things he lied and then make up more lies? How will a judge look at that? Because none of those things are true. So I don't see exactly what are we discussing, because like our defense is fraudulent case and this is a fraudulent case. I'm not saying you filed a fraudulent case. I don't know what you did. I know your client. If it was really him who said all of these things, then he's doing a fraudulent case.
Well, I guess what I see is there's a house that is in joint tenancy, and then there's a house that goes from joint tenancy to your name alone.
Sure, and there's no problems with that.
Yeah.
All the documents you
And we-
already
and
have.
And we said that the reason for that was you, Alexander, who was preparing tax returns.
I did not prepare.
Okay, well, that you advised.
I did not advise.
Okay,
He was doing. You provided in your exhibit list. I'm just saying this is from you. Real estate agent. That's the agent who with Zurab and my mother sold and bought the house. I had nothing to do. I have no legal
Right.
claims to any of these things. You know, these are. Then the law firm who he owes a good $16,000, which he ran off. So
Still.
that would be fine if this person shows up in court.
The
How
company.
do you know that he owes 16,000?
Well, somewhere around that area because
How do you know that at all?
because it happened when 2021. Because we lived together, we talked about
Yeah.
things. He's a law firm that he hired to do whatever, you know, you're accusing me doing, which I didn't do. It was this law firm. And then they were sending me bills for what he owed.
Well, you were communicating with the law firm, weren't you?
I was sending information back and forth him to them, but it was mainly in the office.
Yes.
The meetings in the office, it was him and his lawyers
Well, also,
or
therein
phone
lies
calls.
the problem. We have someone who's interjected themselves.
I didn't interject. I just passed the
You
information.
touched
See,
me, okay? See, we have a difference of semantics.
so okay, but I didn't hire these people. He hired them. He did his things with him.
So why did you have to even participate?
Why did I have to
Yeah,
participate?
why did you participate?
Because he hired these people to do these things for him. Like I said, we talk about everything
Well,
together.
why doesn't he just rob in the lawyers?
Why don't you
involved at
ask
all?
him then?
Well, I've asked that, and what he's telling
And
me
what?
is you did interject yourself,
How?
and that you did provide advice, and that you told him he was subject to some kind of IRS
No.
intervention.
I
That's
didn't.
right.
What? Do you have proof that I said that? That I did that?
No, you asked me why I say that, and that's what he said. Why would you run to a lawyer if you didn't think you had a problem?
But that's he did it.
Yeah, I know, but why- who told
I
you?
don't know. He
Okay.
who told him, Miss. Good thing, Galina Rekichanskaya. That's the person
This
who.
lady, yeah.
You know why I know about this? Because this lawyer, her Milana Lapshinskaya, showed up at our dwelling and was threatening me and my mother as well as him. That's how I know about it. I had no other reason. And then I reported all these people to the FBI.
So you have filed FBI report?
Oh, yes.
sir.
So this witness, I hope she comes and she talks about what she did.
And when did you file FBI reports?
That was, it was the end of 2021. About this Galina and Milana and Lena and
You
all those
filed
people.
FBI reports.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the basis? Do you have copies of the FBI report?
No,
You didn't keep copies?
no,
So we have to go to the FBI to get the reports?
sure.
And what was the basis? Were you
Their
a
basis,
victim?
no,
Were you a
they were
victim?
threatening us.
Yes. But
They were trying to get the Zurab. He didn't want to talk to them. They were threatening us. So I had no other way.
Can you just explain just why were you being threatened? I'm not understanding that.
Because we all live in the same
In the
house.
same
He would
house.
not answer them. He would ignore them. So they started going
and
after
they
me,
try and reach him.
texting me, emailing me, blah, blah.
Is this over the liquor license?
Yeah,
The liquor license, that's someone that he needed to sign off on the liquor
Yeah,
license?
yeah.
Okay. And then they came here to Las Vegas?
yeah. Mulana came to Las
Right,
Vegas.
so Milana's the mother or the daughter?
She's the daughter.
Okay, so Milana came here to Las Vegas,
Hmm.
and so she wants his signature on the liquor license,
Mhm.
right? And he wouldn't sign it.
No, he wouldn't even talk to her.
And any reason, do you know any reason why he wouldn't sign it or give it to them?
That's his. I don't know
His
why.
business,
That's
sir.
he.
Yeah.
See, he was in the process of liquidating his businesses. That was, I believe, his last partner. So I don't know what exactly the issues were going on, but he never met with them. He never did anything. But then again, that's
And I'm trying to understand the logic. I understood he sold the store, some type of store, right? Russian deli.
yeah. But see, the problem I have is saying I did all of those businesses. I've never done any. I've provided in my witnesses his real estate agent who did it and actually made fraudulent contracts under his name. But then again, that's his own business. But I've never touched a single legal paper in any of these things. So why am I being accused of all of those things? I don't know. That's a good question. Either your client is extremely confused or I don't know what's going on.
Yes, sir. We
Because
have
if he doesn't know
talked
what's
about
going on,
everything.
then because
we
see,
think, yeah.
there's a case he filed in the eviction court,
Right.
which completely contradicts what he says in this case.
Well, in that case, he was served with a notice of eviction, right?
See, there was no actual court case. It was because there's a first service that you don't file in court, and if he doesn't, move out or something, then you go to court.
Right.
We never got to that step. So he somehow magically did what was it called? Motion to contest, even though there was no actual eviction case. There was no eviction case. So how that went through the courts? I have
Well, there
no
was a
idea.
case. Used a case.
Yeah, no, that's actually the case for that notice.
Okay.
So there's no case. On the website itself, it says you can't have a notice without an eviction case. Because what exactly are you arguing about? Motion is adding something to the case. There's no case.
Well, there's a court order that says he was supposed to get the stuff back.
Well, he did get it back. But I'm saying you're ignoring the fact that how can you have a motion without a case?
Well, okay, that's your interpretation.
But tell me, please. I would love to know the explanation for that.
For me, if there's a case number, there's a case.
But that case number refers back to that notice. Motion, that's not a case.
Okay, but from my view, if I see a case number, there's a case.
But don't you want to check if there's a case? What if someone just put a random number?
This is not for me. I mean, you suggest again.
Oh yeah, it's not for it is for you because you're claiming that we did all this fraudulently. Look,
Well,
even on this,
did you give him the golf cart back?
sure he got whatever he. See, we're not talking about that right now. See, look at this. He says, "Right, you're asking me for tenancy at will. Which document establishes it? Here." He says, "I was. What is this?" He's a tenant. What does this say? I was supposed to stay in that house when I'm in the U.S. Is there any claims to the house? Any claims to the deed? No. So why suddenly, 2 weeks later, this appears completely different?
Situation changed different.
So
Why?
it just magically, and if it's all him, then that's the problem. This person is lying because this he said in front of the judge, and then he's doing this complaint, which completely contradicts that.
Or maybe somebody changed his behavior because I don't know. It's a big difference between these two cases.
And like I said, there's a big issue going on with the police, and big people at the police, and the theft of things, and them covering those things up. And they directly go into what's going on with Xerox. Because see, now you're saying here, why is he producing boat slip purchase? Why are these documents here? Can you tell me? Boat slip purchase. Why are they not in the initial complaint?
Well, the difference between a complaint is designed to give notice. It's not to give notice of each and every fact that's transpired.
Okay. So why is this
it's
here
called
now?
notice, please. Because if I intend to use documents, I have an obligation to disclose them.
Okay, but why would you use this?
Because
That's why I'm asking.
it's a course of conduct. Because it has been alleged by you that he didn't own the boat or that he didn't own the boat slip. So we
Alleged by me to
Yeah.
who?
to the homeowners people, to the boat people. Anyway, if you don't claim that you,
I didn't claim that he didn't own it, and I have audio recordings. You can look at my.
Yeah.
I have audio recordings. I have emails. I have 33 witnesses. I
well-
never said it does not belong to him. I never said that. Neither did my mother. It was his, but it disappeared. And look at what now.
Even
Why are
in
you
police
producing these
report-
documents if he already sold it, as all these people claim? Why would you put this in? If it's already sold, it shouldn't be here. What does it have to do with this case? Or is he trying to get that money again a second time after selling it?
Even in police report, I told Zurab's boat. I was taking care. I was making payment. I didn't tell it's my boat. I told Zurab's boat. It's in my police report, and it's stolen. What
And
happened?
I got the HOA manager saying
Yeah.
Zurab sold it, the boat and the slip.
Yeah.
I got the police
Yeah,
detective
so
saying.
I don't think there's an issue. We acknowledge
So
that.
why is this here? How did he sell it then? Tell
Yeah,
me.
this time. How
Because after March 1st, he could not be on the property anymore. How did he sell it? Is there a court order telling? There's a court order here for his suitcases, computer, golf cart. That's fine. See, we don't have an issue with that order. But where's the order for the boat slip and the boat?
And so that's part of why I produce it, to say we own the boat. We own
That
the boat.
doesn't make sense. So you own it. That's fine. We don't have a
It's
problem.
fine.
It's
Yes,
missing
It's missing.
It was sold.
by him.
Yeah.
So why would you include it? If it's sold by him, it has no relevance to. He sold it. That's fine. Why would you put it in this case?
just assume I'm a complete idiot. I mean,
No.
I put it there to establish that he owned it because I think ownership.
But what's
has
the
been
point
contested.
if he
I
already
understand
sold
you've
it?
gone to the police to say it's been stolen from you.
Oh,
From you.
it's
From
been stolen from our
protest.
property. Yes.
It's not your property. It's a boat slip that he purchased, and that's why
We're
I produced
not-
it. That's why I produced it. Exactly why I produced it.
did you look
we
at my-
bought it. We bought it.
We're not
There's the
arguing whose
checks.
it is.
Yeah. Okay.
If he sold it, then why is it here?
To confirm that he did, confirm that he paid for it, to confirm that he owned it, and confirm that he sold it.
So how did he sell it? Did he break into the community and sell it? Did he pay someone to sell it?
Well,
Did he pay the
we
police
say
to
that
sell
you
it?
fraudulently procured the property. You start with the premises that
No,
you took
no.
the property from the guy.
Well,
That's
you're
what we start
doing.
with.
What are you doing? We didn't take anything from him. He signed it himself.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're including things which he sold.
Yeah.
Okay, why would you include it here? It doesn't make sense.
But
We're not arguing. It's his.
you ought to ask why a guy like me put it there, as
Ex-
opposed to you believing
You know-
you have the education to
No,
understand it.
you can
should
you
be
can
able to
lower
stick-
your voice
Yeah.
first of all because and actually number 33 is you because I want you to go in front of the judge and tell them exactly what you're doing. First of all, what is that proof of service? 65 pages. We've never had a single person service.
Okay.
I didn't want to pay to see all those 65 pages because we have a camera, we have security. Not a single service came to our house. So how do you give to the court knowledge that we're avoiding service when we never did? That's a good question. What about the packages you sent us on April, 25th? 3 priority mail packages, which didn't have documents in them. What are those?
With no documents.
They didn't have documents.
Well, they were returned to me with documents.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know who stuffed them in between. This is service
They
process.
were not returned to you. I have the tracking.
Well, it depends which ones it were.
Now you don't know. See,
Look, I'm not under testimony here, pal. I mean, I'm just not.
Exactly.
I'm going to walk you through, but you can say,
You don't-
this is all a lie. It's all bullshit. That's fine. You can say that.
I'm not saying
So-
it. You proved it yourself. So at
Of
this
course, I
point,
proved it. Then let's get past that. I'm not the judge. This lady's not the judge.
So
You're
let's
the
go
judge.
see the judge.
Can you
Look,
raise
there's
your
a
voice?
process to
No,
go.
I don't
to
care
see-
about your process. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I don't care. You're doing fraudulent cases. At this point, I have evidence of you doing fraudulent cases with Zurab, with the police, all those witnesses involved. So I'm happy to go to court and call all of them on the stand,
Finally,
and they can
we
say
ready.
exactly what's going
We
on.
are ready.
And all those thousands of documents, audio recordings, I'm going to publish them to the court, to the exhibits, because I don't care to hide any of my exhibits. I'm going to use them, and I
Can we
will
walk-
publish
Can
them.
we
to-
walk through the balance of these
No,
things?
this is done.
We can't walk through the balance of these
We're
things?
done with this case. Now,
You raise your voice. It's
you're an
We finish
unprofessional thing.
conversation.
You cannot answer
Yes.
a single one of my questions logically because there's
you can
no logic.
answer easy question. You can answer.
And you're putting
Thank you.
us through this, shit that whoever fought of to get at us, that's not going to happen. Because I have all the evidence to prove otherwise.
Okay.
No. You can file a joint case conference. If you don't say what I said here today, I will say what I said here today.
So see you in court.
And I'll see you in court.
In your client